You will not learn machine learning in 3 months. At least, you will not learn it if you half-ass it, study inconsistently, or binge tutorials like a Netflix series and call it learning. Machine learning is a massive field, and new research papers, tools, and frameworks are released almost every day. Expecting to master everything in 3 months is simply unrealistic. Anyone who tells you otherwise is either lying or selling a course. That said, what is possible in 3 months is learning the foundations of machine learning. You can become literate in the ML world, start building your own models, understand what models are actually doing, and position yourself for an entry-level machine learning role. But there is a catch, and it is non-negotiable. You need to study consistently for at least 6 to 7 hours every single day, not when you feel like it. Consistency is the entire game here. With expectations set, this is a realistic roadmap to learn core machine learning concepts in 3 months. The first thing you need to focus on is learning the two most important pillars of machine learning, Python and mathematics. Python is the primary language used in machine learning, and you need to be comfortable with it before moving forward. Start by watching one complete Python one-shot video to understand the syntax and basic working of the language. One shot is enough. Python is a relatively simple language, and spending 3 months only learning Python would be a tragic waste of time. The goal here is not to become a Python wizard, but to be fluent enough that the code does not scare you. After learning basic Python, move on to data structures and object-oriented programming in Python. You do not need to solve 500 LeetCode problems or grind competitive programming like your life depends on it. Instead, focus on understanding how common data structures such as arrays, strings, lists, dictionaries, stacks, queues, trees, and graphs work in Python. You should also understand object-oriented programming concepts like classes, objects, and methods. This will help you read and structure machine learning code properly, instead of writing everything in one cursed script file. Next, you need to learn the most important Python libraries used in machine learning and data analysis. These include NumPy for numerical computation, Pandas for data manipulation, and Matplotlib for data visualization. You can learn these through one-shot videos as well. At this stage, you should practice loading datasets, cleaning data, performing basic analysis, and visualizing results. All of this Python basics, data structures, object-oriented programming, and core libraries can realistically be completed within 2 weeks if you stay consistent and do not procrastinate. Once Python is out of the way, the next major focus is mathematics for machine learning. Machine learning depends heavily on statistics, probability, linear algebra, and calculus. You do not need advanced math or university-level proofs, but you do need to understand what is happening under the hood. Focus on vectors and matrices, basic matrix operations, probability distributions, mean, variance, standard deviation, conditional probability, and Bayes' theorem. While learning math, it is important to solve practice problems, visualize concepts using graphs, and implement small examples in Python. This combination makes the concepts actually stick. You do not need to go very deep into theory. If you can visualize it and explain it in simple terms, you are doing it right. If you're studying 6 to 7 hours daily, the required mathematics for machine learning can be covered in about 1 week. After completing Python and mathematics, you can finally move on to core machine learning fundamentals. Start by learning the theory first. Understand what machine learning is. Once the theory is clear, begin implementing algorithms using libraries such as scikit-learn. You should study supervised learning algorithms like linear regression, logistic regression, k-nearest neighbors, naive Bayes, decision trees, random forests, and support vector machines. You should also understand metrics such as accuracy, precision, recall, F1 score, and confusion matrices. For unsupervised learning, focus on algorithms like k-means clustering and principal component analysis. This phase is the heart of machine learning and will likely take 1 to 1.5 months if you study daily and practice properly. This is where most people either lock in or quietly disappear. Once you finish the fundamentals, you should start building machine learning projects. At this point, you should be able to follow project tutorials while actually understanding what each line of code does, instead of copying and hoping for the best. You should aim to build 2 to 3 solid projects such as prediction systems, classification models, or data-driven machine learning applications. These projects are extremely important because they turn theory into actual skill. Alongside projects, you should also learn basic deployment and ML ops concepts. This includes saving trained models, deploying them using simple APIs, and understanding how machine learning workflows operate in real-world environments. Models that live only in notebooks do not count. Deployment is what makes your work usable outside your laptop. If you follow this roadmap consistently, study 6 to 7 hours every day, and focus on understanding instead of rushing, you can realistically build a strong foundation in machine learning within 3 months. By the end of this period, you should have 2 to 3 good quality projects and enough knowledge to apply for entry-level machine learning roles or internships. This roadmap will not make you an expert, but it will put you on the right path with a solid solid foundation to grow further. And from there, it is just about staying consistent and not ghosting your own goals.